Hey everybody, what's up? Gary Simon here. Today, we're gonna be checking out something called UI Coach. And basically, it is a UI design challenge generator. Now, I've done this sort of thing in the past, multiple times actually, by generating my own things manually. But this is actually a tool that's made specifically for it, for you to basically help yourself get better at UI design and trying to simulate somewhat of a real-world project. So uicoach.io, it basically gives you a project idea, a color palette, a font pairing, and basically a place to get your illustrations from. I think this is kind of unnecessary, but these things right here are definitely helpful. So when we click generate, it's basically going to give you, the whole idea, the color palette from which you can click here and copy the color codes. The font pairings, you can click these and they'll take you to Google Fonts so you can install them and actually use them. And then the illustration library down here if you want to follow that. So in the past when I did this, I would speed up. It would be like it would be a speed video. You guys got mad because you wanted to actually hear me through the whole process in real time. So that's what I'm gonna do over the course of about 35 minutes. I'm gonna click generate and I'm going to come up with a user interface of some sort. All right, so I would really suggest if you want to follow along, come up with your own project and give me a tweet, mention me on Twitter, and I'd like to see what you guys actually come up with. All right, so as always, make sure to subscribe and let's get started. But wait, just one second. Watching me design a user interface is great and all, but if you really want to get good at UI design, you need to take my UI design bootcamp at scrimba.com, which is a sponsor of this video. At Scrimba, you don't just watch videos. No. You're actually able to modify code in the browser while you learn. My course on UI design features over 100 lessons that are specifically tailored to help you become an awesome UI designer, and they're packed with interactive challenges. So click the very first link here in the YouTube description to access my course along with many others for a very low monthly fee. All right, so here we go, UI design challenge generator. Let's go ahead and generate a challenge. Oh my God, that's like the color scheme for Corsetro, the old school Corsetro. Okay, so design an app for hiring contractors online where users can compare the different service providers and choose the one according to their budget and needs. The app will let users post their requirements, budget, and availability timing online. Contractors can see the ads and reply with their interest and can find the deal. So, okay, so there's two things happening here. It's so basically contractors can post, their services, and people who need contractors can find them, and then also vice versa, where the users can post their job requirements and the contractors can bid on them or whatever. Okay, so I think we'll take it from that route. Users will display an interface where users can post jobs. And so we'll assume that we're in the position of the contractor looking at these job postings. So I'm not going to do what I would typically do, which is design like a landing page trying to sell the service. I'm going to do it from like an internal page where perhaps the contractor's already logged in and they can just browse through recent job postings or something like that. We could see the font is Oswald and Patua 1. Okay, not sure if I can get those two really to work. Oswald's kind of more of a, kind of like a condensed font, and then this one obviously is quite a bit different. We'll see what we can do though with that. Charcoal illustrations. So what is that? Let's check that out. Now, I may not even use an illustration at all. If this were like a landing page trying to sell the service to the contractor or the person who's looking for a contractor, I might. These are a set of 16 handcrafted illustrations. Free download. I mean, yeah, we might be able to use one of these somewhere. It depends. Yeah, we might. I'm thinking of ways that it could be worked in. So yeah, okay. Well, what I need to do first is come here to Google Fonts. We're going to download the family. I will go ahead and get this installed. So let's install that. And then also same thing. I'm not sure if I have Oswald already, but just to be certain, I will go ahead and download that. install. It's the light version, extra light actually. All right, and so let's go ahead and close these out. All right, close that out, close that out. And then here's our colors. Now, of course, I'm gonna want to use accent colors, but we'll really try to work in at least like 1 or 2 of these shades. And then maybe I'll come up with my own accent color and all that. So let's go ahead and do this. All right, put ourselves on the spot. So I already have Adobe XD open here. I'm gonna just design the full experience on a desktop just for my own purposes. And it would be a good idea maybe to sometimes, if you're gonna do this as a matter of experimenting, try to create you know, mobile versions as well, or maybe just do mobile only. So let's go ahead and do this. So let me get back up here. Let's just say, I like this color. So we're gonna copy that and we're gonna come out here. Just temporarily gonna make it the background, but I wanted to add it to the color swatches. All right, and for the background here, let's just, I'm gonna use a very light gray, like F1, F1, F1. Now we're gonna create a nav bar of some sort in a name. So okay, whatever came up to my mind just now was service me. That's probably a company name already. I don't know. So I do have Oswald already. Okay, that's good. So service me. All right. So maybe we'll want to use our color here for that. Ew, I don't really like this font. What's the other one called? Patua? Yeah. We'll just leave it like that. Yeah, that's good. We'll go ahead. We'll create, you know, a decent gap here. So somewhere right around there. We're gonna create just a real quick navigation. Maybe we'll use Oswald for this. Come down to like 20. We'll use maybe a dark gray here. Again, this is all straightforward at this point. Let's see. Now this is assuming a contractor is logged in. So we're gonna have like a My Jobs link. We'll have a, let's see, My Jobs. Shoot. Jobs. I'm just gonna come up with just some fake or just filler ones because I can't think about on the spot of everything that you might want to have. Actually, let's do this. Account, fac, contact. All right, that seems decent enough for me. So let's define this container, kind of pretty much centered there. After that, My Jobs. Actually, let's do one more. Find Jobs. There we go. All right. Let's do, for My Jobs, let's just put a little indicator here. Like, maybe we'll use our same color again. And inside of it, we'll put, like he has 3 jobs. I know that's really tiny. I know we're gonna have to adjust this in a second. All right, just move this around. Something like that is okay for now. Okay. All right. So My Jobs 3, blah, 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 Find Jobs. Maybe we'll highlight this one as being active page because that's where we're going to be featuring everything. We could do a search bar too up here because we have the room on desktop. So we're going to move that over here. We're going to get rid of the border. We'll do a pill container here. Let's bring this down a tad bit. Now we could just put this right next here. And then up here, we'll do a quick magnifying glass icon. And we'll take that out. We'll give us a border here. Maybe we'll do 2. I'm not sure if we're going to use that color, actually. We might change that. That's a little bit long, I think. Yeah, because I don't want it to take away too much from the logo, so we're actually going to go grayscale with this. So let's try that. Let's do a rounded. And let's get in here, double click, bring that in. It was a little bit long of a handle, group it. All right, so that I may come back to this, but for now that's good for the header portion. All right, and I like it, and we're using, you know, the required 2 fonts that we need. So now next up is the actual interface for having the job postings. So we need to think and kind of brainstorm a little bit. I'll get Notepad up here. You know, what type of information are we going to display as a part of each job posting? How are we going to allow the contractor to navigate and sort through them? So it's funny because we're selling our house right now. We have a buyer who had an inspection, and so I'm dealing with all these contractors myself. So I'm recently in the position, you know, this is kind of relevant based on the recent happenings in my life. So as a contractor, you would probably want to sort by type, right? So sorting, we're going to have so we're going to have a sort by drop down menu, sort by, and so sort by price, you know, you would do, let's see what else. Obviously the job type, like is it drywalling, is it electrical, etc. is what I mean. Sort by, that's fine for now. I don't have to think about every single one of them. We would also want to be able to, we need to have pagination or pagination, however you guys pronounce that. I don't know. Pagination of some sort. And then what does each job description look like? We'll do number of results. And then, so what does each job description look like? The posting, right? It's going to have a title. It will have a brief description. It will have, what else? Budget. It will have, let's say, let's do a picture, like a little thumbnail, like if they choose to upload a picture of like whatever needs fixed or added or what. So title, description, budget, picture, as well as timeline or deadline. We'll have post date, and we'll also have a button. Clicking on the thumbnail or the title will take the user to the full page. I'm not going to design that, but we have to, you know, think about that. And then also, maybe we'll have a bid button as well. All right. There we go. So here we go. So for find jobs, we'll have it sort by, well, let's just put find jobs for now. Let's beef this up. I'm going to use there. Pretty dark color here, but not full on black. And do we want to use Patua? Yeah, we do. I like that. So find jobs. We're going to have the number of jobs. So we'll say under here, oh, I also forgot. We'll just say 182 jobs in, we'll say Warren, OH, because we're going to assume that the contractors put in their information. Now, do we want to stick with this font and maybe just use, or do we want to go to Oswald for this? We'll see if we can kind of make it work together. And I suppose we can. This is regular. We can go light maybe. We can bold this up because it's an important part of it. We could even take this and make it a different color slightly. We can take this here and maybe make it this color. That way they can click on it maybe in order to change certain stats about it. I mean, change the location for perhaps. Yeah, I'm not sure if I really don't like these pairings, but for now I'm just gonna leave it. And I'll come back to it. That's something I'll commonly do. If there's something that's not perfect, I'm just going to continue on with the design and then come back to it. Because again, if I go to Patua, this is what it looks like, which they do work better together. But I'm not gonna worry about it right now. All right, so 182 jobs found in Warren, Ohio. We'll have. How about we have the filter right here to sort by? Actually, let's do this. Take this. We'll duplicate that. All right, and we'll do a drop down triangle thing here. Let's do a fill. And we're going to put in, let's see here. This is sort by. We'll do most recent. Let's make this a little bit bigger. And come down. I'm just getting it all kind of aligned properly. We need to take this here. Let's see. I think we can go smaller on this. Let's see here. This is regular. Trying to determine there, like that. Okay, so we have sort by most recent. And to make this is a little bit hard to see. What we can do is take this and we'll do a very subtle drop shadow. So 3.3, take this opacity down even more, like a lot. So it's very subtle. It's down to 3%. And that works fine. We could probably copy that same thing up here as well. There we go. Okay, so now we have that. Let's go ahead and let's think here. You know, for the layout for the jobs listings, this is a pretty wide area. There's multiple directions that we could take this. We could have a 2-column layout and maybe have filter options laid out here. That way we wouldn't even need this drop-down menu, at least on desktop. Or we could use this whole space for each job listing and then have like a 2-column layout inside of each listing, where on the right part there is an embedded form where the contractor can real quickly put a bid in for each job, and we would have that much space. We wouldn't though if we did like a 2-column layout with the filter options here. So being that I already created this, the way to kind of sort and filter or whatever, and we may want to put a cog icon to like bring out more options and filtering options and stuff like that. But I'm just trying to think here simply. I think we're just going to do that idea where we're going to have one area here based on each job listing, and then there will be like a 2-column layout. So we'll take this here, and we can say I think there's some alignment issues above here. So if we take this, there we go. That's a little bit better. Get rid of that. Actually, let's take this one because it has that shadow already baked in. All right, there we go. So now we have to create the title. So how do we want to lay this out? So this is its own card. We have all this information here that we need to design for, like the title, a description, a budget, a picture, a deadline, post date, blah, 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 blah. If we're going to have a picture, we can do it right here. Something like that. Let's just get an initial color right here. All right, and what I will do is go to plugins, photo splash. Let's just type in carpentry. I don't know. Let's just use that one. Okay. This person needs their chair fixed because it is in shambles. Okay. Title, we'll probably, let's put this right here. Obviously a lot smaller. You want to reinforce that visual hierarchy. This is your title for the page, so you want that to be the biggest. Here's the job title. So, fix my horribly broken chair. There we go. Now I think we can use that color right there. Yeah, that'll work. And then you might want to get a little bit bigger on that. Then we have some other information that we need to post along with it. Like the, we have a brief description. We have let's see, we need the post date. I think the post date would make sense to go underneath there. So, what is today? December 8th. We'll just put December 8th. Just save space, and then we're gonna put in Oswald here. I don't like this font combination. I just do not. I do not like it. This is 20. This is 27. All right, December 8th. I think instead of deadline, we'll have timeline. Although, why would people? Okay, that doesn't make sense, because if you need work done, you don't know how long it's going to take. Need it done by. That makes more sense. So, well, for now, I'm just going to put the date. It was posted. I don't want to think about this too much. This is more about UI design and UX and stuff, and not necessarily the content and the information architecture, as it's called. So that, all right, so budget. Budget's probably going to be pretty important if you were a contractor. You don't want to deal with somebody who has a $100 budget for their broken chair. Although, yeah, for this, you would want a lot more than $100. Budget. We can put like, there's multiple ways to do this. Sometimes you put a single cash sign or a double cash sign or a triple cash sign with what they're willing to pay, or we can make it literal and just put in, you know, a dollar amount, like what they're willing to pay. Let's say $300. Now we have to separate this content out from each other. This is a date and this is something different, right? So we can do this through icons and spacing and all that. We can do it just with little circular bullet point separators. Like that. And because this is cash, we could make it like a green. I may choose to make this Oswald. I don't know. I still just hate the way this all looks together. Let's try bold. I think that's better. It's just more consistent. All right, $300. Let's put in a description section. Maybe out to here. And so let's just go about like 18 for this. We'll take this at about regular. We'll get this. We're going to pull this down. And we'll get our lorem ipsum. This is regular. This is regular. So I'm just separating the text. You know, all these pieces of text are I'm just separating them from each other visually a little bit. If we're going to go that light on this, maybe we should go darker. And maybe adjust some of this. All right. Let's scale this down just a bit. Scale this up. I'm just getting alignment kind of dialed in here a little bit. All right, and then we have a contractor section over here where we can have something that just shows for the contractors an area where they can submit a bid of some sort. So with that said, let's see. We can take, I'm trying to think about how I want to do this. There's multiple ways. We could take something like this, like a container, and push this out over here and have a little form in here. Or we could duplicate this container and we could, let's see here, make it a different color here. So this I don't think is going to work, but we'll give it a shot. I mean, it could. Let's take the border radiuses. Oops, wrong one. There we go. So we're just changing those to be straight. And again, this could be our primary color, or it could be like a color slightly darker than the background. Could be very subtle like that, but then it kind of gets lost in the background. So I could possibly use that. Or we could use the other, we can really make this section stick out. Not sure if I like having, like, if we do repeat grid, like all those, like that's really blocky in my opinion. Or not blocky, but I don't know. Let's just go with that, I think, for now. This is a tough decision for me. I'm not sure which one I like the most. In order for a contractor to submit a bid, we want it to be quick and easy. You probably want to have at least two things. You'd want an area for them to be able to specify a short comment along with the price that they're willing to do it. I think those two things would be good. So how do we present that? We need a call to action as well for people to submit the actual bid. So let's put, let's start with the call to action, the button. Let's take this, right click, arrange, bring to front. All right. We'll have submit bid. All right. I don't like bold. We'll do regular for now. Take both of these. Next up, we have to have an area for them to, could do something like this, by the way, just to give ourselves a little bit more space. We could do that. Maybe. I'm thinking of having like an actual, well, let's see, like the type area would be like under your bid description. I know we can't see that right now. And to signify that this is an area where they type in right here, we can do that possibly. It's bad usability though when it comes to putting like a text field or a text area that really isn't clearly defined. You could say it's the area here. Let's see what we can do here. Let's do this. Put this down here. All right. We could make it white. This could be like a floating label where they click on it and it kind of comes up here. I just want to save space as much as possible. We'd have to have a price somewhere. The bid description perhaps could go up here and then the price down here. So for the pricing, let's take this again. Right click, arrange, bring to front. Now what are these? These are 6 for the border radius. We'll make these match 6. Let's put in like a label like this. We'll make it the same green color that we're using over here. We'll put another one right here, like just a little placeholder. I think we could stand to use the same. Can we copy these shadows? I wonder. I know it's 3, 3, 6, and what is it? 3%. 3, 3, 6. All right. 3%. I'm not sure if I'm too happy with the contrast at this point in time, but Might want to make these two stand out just a bit more. There we go. I think that's better right there. So it would already know, because the person is presumably logged in, like what their contractor name is. So we don't have to have them specify a name. They would be logged in already. Bid description right here. Like, I can do this for sure. This is blah, blah, blah. Check out my profile when you receive this bid or whatever to see my experience. Enter what they're willing to do it for. Maybe even allow them to ballpark it somehow. And then submit bid. All right. Yeah, I think I kind of like it. So now we'll just take this, repeat grid. And we will come down here. We'll just show 4. Then you'd want to work in, of course, pagination of some sort, you know, like 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. But this is already a long video at 35 minutes. And I think I was able to pretty much tackle it how I'd want to. If anybody wants to take this and go further with it, you definitely feel free. Although I recommend just starting from scratch, doing it yourself. All right, so hopefully you really enjoyed that. I hope you guys go ahead and try this yourselves. Give yourself a challenge. It's always good to do. Even for myself, I've been designing for like 20 years. And honestly, if I weren't doing YouTube videos, maybe I would really challenge myself every now and then. And I think especially if you're a beginner, it's important to do this more so, especially if you don't have clients. It's always good just to try to get better, obviously. So as always, if you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.